There are two distinct type of shoppers that land on your product page: skimmers and diggers. And these are very different types of shoppers. Skimmers just want to see the elevator pitch. They want to quickly navigate to get to the good stuff, and they want to know that they're making the right purchase. That's it. Diggers, on the other hand, are digging for detail. They like the gory details. They like to get as much information as they can get their hands on. Now, personally, from my perspective and statistically speaking, I'm a huge fan of long form sales pitch, long form copy. And the reason I like long form copy is that it satisfies both groups. It satisfies skimmers. If you design it appropriately, the skimmer can skim, but then it also satisfies diggers, and they can get all their details. The challenge with short copy is that it 100% works with skimmers, but it leaves nothing, or it's challenging for diggers. There are design solutions for that as well. But what do you do? One of the design challenges that we deal with is if you have long form copy on your page and you're communicating something complicated. I mean, part of the length of the copy is a function of the complexity of what you're trying to communicate. If you're trying to communicate something that is inherently difficult to understand, you need to explain it with long form copy. And of course, the downside of long form copy is that it can sometimes be challenging for skimmers, and there's a possibility that they'll look at it, they'll find it, feel like a wall of text, find it overwhelming, and then they would leave. But I found a really interesting design solution for it. It's not my favorite design solution, but I do think it's a very good design solution. I think there is room for more innovation here, but let's look at it. So this is the solution. So this is a page where they're going to talk about the content management system features, and as you can see, it's a long page. There's a fair amount of content over here, and they recognize this. And so what they've done is they've got this little widget that I like the fact that it doesn't take a lot of real estate. I like the fact that it's floating, so it's visible, and it's got a nice design cue. This kind of indicates it's a menu, which is what you want people to think. And when you click on it, it slides open, and then they have all of these different sections. So if I'm here trying to primarily interested in built-in SEO, I can just click on that and it scrolls me to that section. But if I'm interested in ADA compliance, I can just click on that and it scrolls me to that piece of the content. And then of course I can dig more by clicking read more. So I really like this design solution. I think one of the things that I would do is, because there is a downside. The downside is that sometimes when people are shown an option like this, they can kind of like start skimming over, like they might overlook schemas in visual, or they might overlook managed content, all of which are important details. What I really like about long form copy is that it starts from the top and you kind of go through the whole thing. You kind of have to go through the whole thing. And if there is something that's like you've read over here and you're like, okay, this is not important, you can skip over it. So I really like that idea of being able to kind of show people rich content and have them read it in the sequence in which it's intended to be seen. But the downside is that, like I said, for skimmers, it can be challenging. So I really like this, but I think what I would do is I would add event tracking, and I would say, okay, how many people activated this? What was the conversion of people that actually activated this? Did this actually help me? Because we may discover that something like this can be a little distracting. So I do like that design language for long form copy. I think it's quite useful, something worth experimenting with, and just wanted to share it.